Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. Glad we made it. Waffle Mafia podcast. So, missed out last week. Appreciate you guys being with me. Thanks for showing up this week and us getting a chance to hang out and do what we do. So, again, I'm Aaron. For those of you who don't know, Lucky Legends, the Wiz, the Wizard, Mr. I Can't Work a Light, whatever you want to call me. So tonight, Waffle Mafia podcast, we want to talk about a couple of things. Of course, catch up what's going on in the Waffle Mafia, what's new with the groups, what's been going on, and, of course, what's coming up. So right now, things are kind of quiet. We don't have a whole lot really going on within the groups. Let's say what's up to everybody that's in the chat room. Of course, our OGs and our folks that hang out. Anybody that is in the chat room, of course, you guys get a hold of something special, and we'll talk about that in a little bit also. But as it is, appreciate you guys for showing up for the Waffle Mafia podcast. We'll have a little pause for the calls to get us started, y'all. And big shout out to everybody in the room. So Grim Dagon, got old Danny Mayonnaise in the room, Mr. Maynor. We've got Alphabet. Says we're here to talk about butts in general, which is accurate. Anything that involves me usually involves a butt in some way, me being one or talking about one or something to that effect. But either way, so my gosh, man, what's up with these gnats in here? Come on, dude. Okay. First you're dealing with Benny, now we got the gnats. What up, Mr. Coronado? What's going on? Of course, Louis Coronado did his first unboxing the other night in the Great Unboxing. And for anybody who doesn't know what the Great Unboxing is, that is a page that also sprung up out of the Waffle Mafia, out of what we do. John Meislowick put that page together and put that out there at the goading and request of some folks to have a place where we could open things and share the things that we open. So Mr. Coronado on there last night doing his unboxing. That was very cool to get to see Aiden and the kids just absolutely loving Masters. And that's kind of the thing, guys. Masters, we do this thing because we love it. We love Masters of the Universe. We love the property. But the big thing is sharing the love. And so we share the love with each other in different ways throughout the Mafia group. And the unboxing is one of those ways because we get to see each other and we get to see each other's collections and talk to each other while we're live. And that's really awesome, man. So we get to, we got a place to hang out. So appreciate you guys joining me for the podcast because this is our chance to hang out. Mondays have been really difficult lately. I've not gotten to do the Masters of the Galaxy podcast. I really love doing that podcast with Brian and John and Brian Oberman as well, but I've not been able to do that the past couple of weeks because of work. Work had me all kinds of crazy on getting the shipping stuff out. So, man, the Waffle Mafia, at least myself, have been a little behind here the last couple of weeks, so I'm playing catch up. But so, yeah, we've got everybody else in the room. Sammy Mack, got old E-Daddy, E-Diddy, E-Diggler, our leader of WaffleCon, Mr. Daddy. And, of course, we'll have Daddy on here in the next week or two and talk about updates for WaffleCon. He's working on some stuff for that. We kind of want to put together a thing to where we can get together and do what we do, but do it in a live fashion and kind of show folks at the con who we are and what we do. And Mr. Rice, Mr. Dano Rice, found us some glorious waffle faces this past week. Is pretty cool. So we could go rolling in some of those. But I think our T-shirts are going to be well enough. I think we'll be okay with that. But, you know, we come out. I swear I'm getting this gnat. Before this is over with, it's going to happen. Just you wait and see. We'll pause for the calls for the friend of Benny. Oh, yeah. I'm going to hold my mouth. There it is. There we go. JD Gibbs in the room. Cassie P. Sugar Mama P. Got T Pumper. T Pumper likes butts. He's like, hey, man, what's up? I like butts. Welcome in, my man. Wally Cat, what's going on, brother? Who else we got in here? Almost right there, guys. I like freaking lightning. I am like lightning. Let's see who else we got. I believe that's Yeah, boy, this is going to be the Nat Smashing podcast is what this is going to be. Yeah, I think I got everybody that has been in the room. Looks like Dagon, of course, he was up top. He's one of the first cats in, him and Alphabet. So, again, appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to try to keep the Nat swatting at a minimum. No, that's annoying. But, yay, so the thing this past week, we do our weekly Waffle wrap-up. Week before last, we didn't get to do our podcast week before that, so we had a lot of stuff going out, man. I posted the picture on Lucky Legends of the receipt. Of course, as you guys know, we do free shipping. I do free shipping, so that receipt's always fun. I never know what it's going to be, but we kind of have this game going with me and the postal folks about how much it's going to be each time, and you know, over or under. It's like you can win both showcases. It's really crazy, man. There's like confetti, but so yeah, I mean, I'm actually, if you guys could buy stock, if it was a publicly traded company, USPS, it would be good, man. I mean, for us to sink a little bit of money in some shipping, because all of us seem to be shipping a few things all the time. But with that said, everything has been shipped out. That's gone out to everybody this week. Can't hear anything. Must be YouTube. Can anybody else hear me? Can everybody else hear me? I certainly hope so. Because if not, man, I have been talking for a while with no noise. But I think it's okay. Let's see. Now I need some oversized pictures of Sniper's greatest moments. Sniper has had some great moments. And that figure alone, for those who collect the Masters of the Universe Classics, there is a figure known as Sniper, and she would be nice to have in your collection. So, guys, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Are we okay? Are we good? Dan can hear this week, so that's good. Sammy Mac's happy that we're talking about Teela. Sammy, I really have been wanting to talk about Teela for a little while, and we really just haven't gotten much of a chance to do it, because every time I get Teela and I have her to talk to you guys about, we end up waffling her before I get a chance to talk. So for those of you who are not with the Waffle Mafia, if you were to listen to this at a later point in time and pick up on the podcast later on, how are you a part of the Waffle Mafia? How do you get in the Waffle Mafia? Come hang out with us. Lucky Legends. Come be a part of the group. Come share things. Most powerful waffles in the universe, and Lord of Destruction waffles. And, of course, in our prayers and our thoughts, our brother over at Law Wheel, Mr. Joito Josue. So, yeah, guys, come hang out. Come hang out. Danny Mayonnaise. All I hear is waffle, 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 baby. That's what I'm talking, man. That's all that is. It's just waffle, waffle, waffle. That's what it is at work. You know, everybody at work hates my guts because it's all I talk about is you guys and what we've talked about and what we're doing. So today, all day at work has been a discussion on Teela and the inner workings of being the leader of the Royal Guard and why that's important. So as far as recapping what has been won, I'm not going to really do that this week because we had so much stuff that I needed to ship out. I needed to get out to everybody, and honestly wrote out the huge list and sent it all out, and that list is still at work. But big ones that I do know that were big wins this week. We gave out Whiplash this week. So Whiplash, Classics Whiplash, that was a big waffle for this week. Really enjoyed doing that one. Hadn't done that one yet with the group. So as you all know, there are very few classics that we haven't done. So that was one of them. And we're ticking them off, baby, slowly, one by one. We'll get them all. And so Whiplash did him this past week. And so that was a big win for Freebird. Freebird's been playing quite a bit without the big win. And so the Whiplash was a big win for him. And we did that one this past week also. So really good week in waffles, man. And I was having a conversation earlier. Haven't seen the stickers on eBay yet. How fast can you grow a beard? Dude, you have no idea, man. It's just like I shaved this morning, truthfully. But, you know, I got that Coronado thing going on too. You know, this whole crazy. You just got to let it go, bro. I'm an envy of your hair, Coronado, because, you know, you got that glorious stuff going on like Palomalu, you know, and oh dad, you know, it's just a razor every day. That's all I got. But pause for the cause for Mr. Coronado's hair, and that's it right there. So what we're going to do, we'll move right into Teela because we don't have a lot of time, so we got to talk quick. I got to get that going on. It's rigged. My beard is rigged. But so what we're going to do is transition straight into Teela and just kind of talk about Teela and talk about who she is. But first, what I was going to say was talking with Dan Rice this morning. We're just talking about some things, talking about the group and how things are going. And of course, Dan's been around since day one. He's pillar of the community OG style, as most of you are now. But Dan and I were talking about the group and the growth and the waffles and the things that we've done over the past year and a half. And so what I would kind of like to do, if you guys are okay with it, is streamline things just a little bit. So that we're a little more consistent with the big prizes and making it a little more worth your guys' while when you jump in. So what we may do going forward, I'll throw a poll out on the page and see what you guys think about it. But we may just do Thirsty Thursday. So we'll do Waffle Mafia Wednesday, and we'll have our podcast on Wednesday night where we will talk about the figure or the character that we are going to waffle on Thursday. Now, it doesn't mean that we're not ever going to do any other waffles on any other day than Thursday. But what it allows me to do is to have a couple of other things special pop up from time to time that you guys are not necessarily expecting, where we can kind of run it old school style and say, okay, first 10 that jump in are on it, first 15 in, or whatever it may be, and kind of have some of those quick jump up kind of things, but always have the thing that we're looking forward to coming, you know, in the middle of the upcoming week, which is the Waffle Mafia Wednesday, where we get to hang out and then we talk about what we're going to do on Thursday. So if you guys are cool with that, I think that's what we want to do. Now, I'm not abandoning you guys, and believe me, I fight for every moment I get to spend with you guys because I love it. It's fun for us to hang out, and it means a lot to me because it's a huge part of my day, and Masters of the Universe is a huge part of my life. So you guys are my life, and hanging out with you guys it is the bright spots in my day and my life. So I'm not abandoning you in any way, just making sure that when we do get to spend time together, that it's a little bit more quality time, and that I can present you guys with some stuff that will be a little more fun. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. I got a lot of stuff on the way as far as waffles go. Very excited about some of the things that we're going to be doing because I've picked up a couple of things. But, man, the big thing to me was Teela. And when I saw that Super 7 was doing Teela and doing the Ultimate Teela, I got so excited because Teela, you don't have Masters without Teela. Obviously, you have to have a love interest for He-Man. It doesn't necessarily have to be Teela. There's been multiple times throughout Filmation where other ladies have caught He-Man's eye. There's been times, sometimes when you're not in the Eternian zip code, area code, you can have hoes in other area codes. And so He-Man, in going into space, it's totally legal, because he was not even in an Eternian zip code. So the fact is, Mara Primus, what up, girl? But so what I'm saying basically is that Teela, in being presented in all these different ways, I was super excited to hear that Super 7 was going to go back and give us that same Classics Teela, with, of course, all the add-ins and the different heads and different things. But I was very excited the fact that we were going to get that because I came into Classics a little bit late in the game. And as far as Masters go, you can't have Masters without having Teela. So my collection just always felt like, I was missing a huge piece of my childhood and a huge piece of my collection. Mara's the only one for He-Man. Alphabet, I love it, man. You just NA till I die, baby. I want a t-shirt made that it's got them all, and it just says "NA till I die." And He-Man throw it, just maybe I don't even know how you make that N symbol. This is the Waffle Mafia, but it's the NA till I die. But yeah, Mara, man, that's where it's at. We'll pause for the cause for Alphabet. Man, so the thing is, Teela, because I didn't have her in my collection, it just didn't feel great, because kind of like Coronado was sharing some memories of him as a child and how important certain figures are to you because they hold different values for you in the memories that you have of them. It's the same thing for me with Teela, because even though she wasn't like one of the first figures I got, she was definitely in those first set of mini comics. And so by being in those first set of mini comics, we knew that there was a golden warrior goddess, golden-haired warrior goddess that was central to the story in a sense, because here she is trotting all over Eternia, and the Lord of Destruction himself and his ape-like red beast man who he's running around with, their only interest is to get up with this girl. So, back in those particular times, Skeletor just couldn't get the digits. You actually had to kidnap somebody, hit them in some way with a stun from your energy blade to further subdue them. So, and I don't know if you look into the energy blade, like some of the things the energy blade is good for. We don't want to use the R word on a podcast, but we will say that it's very good in helping subdue your prey when you're out on a night out on the town. So the energy blade, good for that. But Skeletor whacks her with the energy blade several times, and in the early goings, and it seems as if Teela, although a very skilled warrior, and if you listen to the way that she's described in some of the early mini comics, it's very important because it tells us who Teela is as far as what kind of character that she is. And the very first mini, of course, we've got He-Man, leaving the tribes and so forth and whatnot. But in the very first mini, we have, come on. Let's get back to it. He-Man Power Sword. Okay, so we have Teela being described by Skeletor and Beastman, and they're talking about the golden-haired warrior goddess. We see another scene here, and this was kind of what I wanted to share with you guys there. We have a scene where Teela is taking on Beastman. So very ferocious, very skilled warrior, and the way that she's described, she has the spirit of all these warrior goddesses in her. So we know that she's special. She's derived from something. She has a background. She has ancient history coursing through her veins, all these warriors' blood. So Teela, in the very early goings on, of course, blonde-haired Teela. So for me, and I don't know how it was for everybody else, dating has changed a lot since back then, no doubt. So, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I saw her in the book and she was blonde-headed, and then we get the figure and she's red-headed, it actually did not mess with me that much as a child. I really didn't have that much of an issue with it. Outfit, similar to the same, clothes for the early depictions. The early depictions, the stuff done by Mark Taylor, beautiful artwork, but the blonde-haired, a little more fierce goddess. So when a warrior goddess with multiple personalities, yeah, we're not cracking that can of worms, brother. My wife watches this podcast. But so Teela in her vintage form, I never really had a problem with, because I was totally accepting to the fact that she was a red-haired goddess. I mean, it was just, this was Teela and that was Teela, and I never really had an issue with it myself. Dan, so interesting that Dan says that. I kept a snake head on her. Me too, because what the biggest part of Teela's persona that was important to me was the fact that she was a warrior goddess. So she was actually a goddess, And I always felt like in the snake armor, the snake hood with the staff of Ka, she seemed to be much more mystical and much more magical in being that way. Now there are other minis involving Teela. Obviously, I know you guys have probably read them, but we have multiple different stories for Teela from where she comes from. We have Teela being an adopted daughter of Man-at-Arms. We have Teela, of course, being the daughter of the sorceress. We have Teela just being a warrior goddess, the blonde-haired warrior goddess. We have Teela with a couple of different just upbringings and the tellings of her upbringing. In some cases, she's with the attorney and she's the commander of the Royal Guard or the leader of the Royal Guard. But in any case, one thing that's held true for Teela is she has been the love interest of He-Man, and so that makes her important in and of itself. In one of the earlier minis, we do see the Green Goddess. This one here, the Power Sword. We see the Green Goddess and we see Teela. So interesting that you have the snake armor on the goddess at that point. Then she later on becomes Teela, and we have the actual Teela figure. Red-headed later on, and she's been depicted that way in most. I love the 2000X or 2002 telling of Teela for what it was. She's 16. She's a bit of a brat, you know, but inheriting all this great power of leading the guard, and she's been training and training and training. A little hot-headed, a little eager to show off her skills. But for me, my Teela has always been the warrior goddess and been more along that lines. Now, if Super 7 wants to get wild and wants to give us a 2000X sculpt of Teela, I would absolutely love that. We also got her in the NA line. She's quite different. So in the New Adventures line, would love to see a classics figure made of the NA figure. And I know Alphabet, that's right up your alley because that's a thing for you, man. Gosh, that particular figure from the cartoon, if she was done, would be very interesting. I would like to get a goddess or a sorceress from that line also, but I don't normally promote NA, but the more that I've fooled with it recently, especially, I really dig some of the sculpts. So it would be very cool to get Teela from that line. Interesting factoid about Teela, she is presented in a couple of canons where time travel is sort of a part of who she is, and that is involved with her meeting her future self and her past self. And she was the only person in Eternian history that was known to have met her future self and her past self and knew of those. So very interesting stuff on Teela. If you guys haven't read into her actual character, please do. This podcast, man, it always runs so short. I spend 10, 15 minutes BSing about whatever, and then we get into the actual figure, and I run out of time. But I'm going to keep it, you know, I'm going to stay within the time that we've got allotted because that's what we got to do. But so what I do want to talk about, and of course this is for tomorrow, guys, the sculpt. I mean, again, now, tomorrow, what we're actually going to do, we're going to do this version. We're going to do the Super 7 version of Teela, but we will not be doing loose. Although I like my Teela loose, some folks don't. And so I'm going to make sure that you have a Teela that has neither been touched by Berta nor Candy, and she's pristine and her box has not been tapped. So tomorrow night, we've done it several times, and we've done the Ultimates Teela a couple of times, but I actually stocked up on those because this is one of my favorite figures, and I was so excited that Super 7 did this. So for you guys who have not seen the Ultimates out of the package, I know that most of you have, here is the Ultimates Teela, of course, with the short blonde hair. She's got her sword. She also, of course, comes with her snake, her beautiful snake armor. We have the head that goes with the snake armor, and we have red-headed Teela. She comes with the staff of Ka and also a spear, which is also very cool. And then we have the long blonde-headed Teela, which was a part of the Battleground Teela. So you get all that head in one box. So there that is. And, of course, you get the beautiful card back artwork, which with the Ultimates version of Teela is absolutely beautiful. And then we also get this beautiful mock-up, which, guys, you can tell by the size, it's very much larger than a mini comic. But these are these faux mini comic covers that were done by Axel. They're absolutely beautiful. And this one is amazing because it is a throwback, to King of Castle Grayskull, but it's Queen of Castle Grayskull. And we have Teela on her unicorn charger, which is interesting. This was the horse that she originally rode. She has her unicorn charger, and she's battling Evil Lyn, much the way that He-Man and Skeletor are battling. And, of course, there's where Teela was standing. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. On the back, it gives our information from Scrollos. Tells a little different telling on Teela. So that's very cool. So, again, guys, tomorrow night, we're going to do Ultimate Teela. For everybody who is in tonight, you're going to get a free spot in tomorrow night's Waffle. We'll do Thirsty Thursday. There will be some other things going on. I've got some cool stuff to show you guys and stuff to share with you guys. But, again, she will be mint in the box, and this is her. And I will leave it up to you to pop her box. So, other than that, guys, really appreciate you all hanging out with me. Wish we had a little more time to dive a little deeper into Teela, but we don't. So with that said, let's take her out. A little pause for the cause. Appreciate each and every one of y'all's. And thank you guys. You all are the Waffle Mafia. I am Mr. Lucky Legend. Repping that Battle Cat shirt, boy. Check that out. Yeah. It was given to me by a great friend of mine. Sent me a box. Had this in it, Mr. Jakey B. So Jakey B, repping your Battle Cat there, brother. I appreciate that, man. Loving that shirt. Thank you, sir. How in the world you found a size fit this lard ass, brother? I don't know, but I appreciate it, brother. With that, pause for the cause. We'll talk to you later on. I love y'all. We'll see you later. Peace.